Father Tateos, tell us a little bit about what you think of this award and some of the things that we need to be doing in education.
Well, the most important, I think, in education is to be truthful. Education is not worth anything if it's based on lies, cover-ups. Education has to be the foundation of the truth, and the truth has to be the foundation of education. So whatever it is that you are presenting, doesn't matter, whatever the subject, it has to be truthful.
Now, in your reflection and your history with your family, explain to us a little bit about how that would go to about the Armenian genocide and how we actually reflect on that and how you were taught in school in the words that you just said.
Well, my father was a survivor of the Armenian genocide. He came from the area of Sebastia, which is now known as Sivas. He lost 23 members of his extended family between sisters and cousins and aunts and uncles and so forth. Um, it was interesting because I had the opportunity to interview him. I was working on a project with the Armenian Assembly, interviewing survivors of the genocide. Having grown up and lived in Watertown, Massachusetts, where there are many Armenians and many survivors of the genocide, I was able to speak with many of them, record their stories, and I wanted to include my father, who was very reluctant. He never spoke of anything related to the genocide as we were growing up, but I convinced him to tell his story, and he did. And I learned much of what he went through, never having realized it before. Um, but the interesting part of all those interviews, including my father, was their thankfulness to God for being able to survive, and thankful to this country for allowing them to come here and to live and to prosper however they could, being given that opportunity. Um, they were refugees. They had nothing. Everything was taken away from them, including their loved ones. And coming to this country, they were given the opportunity to live as free people. And every interview that I did, everyone concluded their story by saying, "Thank God for America. Thank God for the opportunity to recreate ourselves, our families, our homeland, our culture, and so forth, our faith again here in this country. We have the freedom to do so." And they did.
Okay. And because the World Affairs Council of Austin bestowed this honor upon you, we're asking all the people that are being honored and inducted into the Ring of Honor, why is genocide education so important today?
It repeats itself. I mean, the Holocaust, we use that as a basis of a lot of the genocide conversations. Um, it's been repeated, and it's being repeated to this day. The Armenian genocide, as a precursor to the Holocaust, Hitler being quoted as saying, "Who remembers the Armenians?" In giving him the opportunity to do what he wanted to do. Um, we don't learn. It's referred to, of course, as man's inhumanity to mankind. We continually forget the lessons of the past. Um, there have been mass murders for millennium. But as time moves on, we tend to forget. Man,
Yeah, and
go ahead.
and the bad part about that is that we can see in 2023, I believe, when uh, parts of uh, Azerbaijan was were taken over allegedly, according to the mass media. Was a civil war, and they were able to invade their own country. Well, the problem was that wasn't really their country, and 150,000 Armenians were kicked back to a different country. How does that actually reflect on what you were just saying about us not paying much attention?
We're seeing the same thing going on in Ukraine today.
Hmm?
The Russians coming in and taking over territory that is part of Ukraine, as if they were entitled to it simply because they wanted it. Azerbaijan was never a legitimate country. It was established by the stroke of a pen, and that was done to get the oil that flows freely in Azerbaijan, in Baku area. There was something there of worth. And so Azerbaijan was created in order to be able to take those riches and to be developed by the Russians, especially. Um, Armenia was a country that was extended to the area where Baku is now, to the Caspian Sea. For 1,000 years, our people lived there. Um, and yet the Azeris claim that it was theirs. And they're even claiming foolishly that Armenia was part of Azerbaijan, where Azerbaijan never existed. Uh, uh, but as I said in the beginning, education has to be based on truth. And if you tell a lie continually and have one, two, three, four people believe that lie, it all of a sudden becomes a fact. The idea of genocide prevention, part of that whole process is to not allow the lie to become believed. You speak of genocide and the facts of genocide truthfully so that they can become a foundation for future discussions. I can say that the Armenian genocide happened. The Turks say it never happened. And they continually say it never happened. That's why it's important for the Armenian people, my generation, the generations that have followed, to learn the facts of what happened so that it can be brought to the world as a lesson in preventing, hopefully preventing, other genocides from taking place. That hasn't happened. That hasn't happened. Um, each ethnic group needs to know their history and to present it to the world in a format, again, a truthful format, as a teaching tool. The good that has been done, the bad that has been done, both come together so that we can understand how to proceed with our lives. We haven't learned that war is not good in the history of mankind. From Cain and Abel, we have not learned that killing is not good. And we continually do it. And until the lesson is learned, and I don't know if we have the capability of learning that lesson, um, what we see in the past, what has happened in the past, I'm afraid will continue in the future. The indiscriminate bombings by Russia on the people of Ukraine. Why? Why? Russia has the largest land territory in the world. You need more? You need a portion of Ukraine to add to what you have? Why? Why? I don't understand. Um, And I don't think any of us understand that why. What is enough? How much more do you need? By conquering this country or committing genocide against these people, why? What is it that you're trying to accomplish? We see it in the Holy Land, in Gaza. Why? What is what is it that you're going to accomplish? In my mind, if you're going to enter into a competition, whether it's a football game, whether it's a poker game, or whether it's war, there needs to be a prize that you're trying to attain. What is it that you want? What is it that's going to give you that sense of accomplishment, victory? If all the Palestinians are eliminated from Gaza, now what? So you have the territory. Look at the history of the past 2,000 years. That land has been exchanged between people for millenniums. Look at the world map. How many times has it changed? Why do we continually make the same stupid, and I use that word. In Armenian, there's a very good word that comes from one of the parables, anmid, no brains, nothing up here, no mind, no brains. And we translate it as stupid. We teach our kids, don't use that word. It's not a good word. It's a word that applies to us now and a word that will apply if we continually do what we're doing. The facts are very simple. Genocide destroys. It doesn't build. And if you're not going to build, all you do is lose.
Well, thank you very much for those comments. It's excellent. And we can see why you were honored today and as honoree of the first class of the Ring of Honor. So we appreciate your time and effort, and God bless you on your retirement, and Godspeed for all the work that you're going to do from now on. Thank you
Thank you,
so
my
much.
friend. God be with you always. Thank you.